When we hear different kinds of stories regarding Bigfoot, they're not all the same. They follow very close patterns, but today I want to give you a few different kinds of categories, and then maybe together we can be better at trying to find this dang thing. The first one that I want to talk about is curiosity. So we've all seen the stories and heard of campers out in the woods and then having sightings or hearing vocalizations come in close. They're terrifying, but they don't seem to be. It doesn't seem like the Bigfoot is angry or trying to kick him out or anything like that. The second is very similar. It's curiosity mixed with aggression. These are the terrifying stories of rocks being thrown at cars or at tents, hikers or hunters being out in the wilderness and having and getting kind of pushed out of the woods, pushed out of a territory. It's like a little bit less curious and a little bit more get the heck out of my territory. The third kind of encounter seems to be more like as a hunter or as a hiker, you stumble upon it. So we've heard lots of stories. I've told a couple stories of people walking up creek beds where the noise of the river is kind of being loud and kind of masks the sound of you approaching, or or even a hunter sitting in a tree stand. I haven't heard a particular story with this, but you're sitting in a tree stand and then a Bigfoot comes into your view. That kind of thing would be just you stumble upon it, and a lot of times in stories like this, the creature will just leave. It doesn't seem to be freaked out and hightail it out of there. We've seen the Gimlin film down in Northern California. It's kind of this energy of just like, I see you, I'm gonna leave now. It doesn't seem to be fearful, but it seems to be like, I don't really want to mess with you, and I just want to, you know, get the heck out of here. So that's kind of what I've noticed myself with those kinds of interactions. But I've noticed that with regards to campers, that there's a whole bag. We've talked about the curiosity and we've talked about the aggression. Now, as we move forward with different stories and we learn more together, we can kind of start to figure out what situation seems to drive an aggression, oh, tongue tied, an aggressive response versus just curiosity. And there could be a real fine line in there between the curiosity being like it's trying to figure out how concerned it needs to be with us. Now, there's lots of stories that kind of point to the fact that sometimes women will get a gentler reaction from them. I don't think I don't know if that could be proved, but it seems to be true based on the stories that I've kind of heard. I've heard as many aggressive aggressive responses from Bigfoot towards women. But let me know once again down in the comments what you think about that. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of encounters that people have. And I think that as we tell the stories, I'm a hunter. And so I'm thinking in terms of how can we notice how the sighting happened. You know that if you have a whole bunch of sightings, that whether Bigfoot is real or not, you're going to have a whole bunch of, let's just assume that he is real. A whole bunch of these sightings are going to be mistaken identity. A small chunk of them are going to be just completely made up. But I think that if we try to sift through the noise, we can start noticing patterns. I am a huge advocate for eyes up hunting, meaning there's these sweet footprints, or signs of, broken twigs and stuff like that that are high above the ground. I'm not dissing that stuff. I'm just saying that at some point, you got to look for the actual animal. The sign can help you lead you, but eventually your eyes have to be up, your ears have to be open. That's all for now, folks. We'll talk more about different ways that we might be able to utilize these different encounters on our next video. See you later.